Hey, blueberries and other assorted fruit snacks. Welcome back to Error Code Blueberry. It's an unassuming Destiny podcast. My name is chillybin.
Hi, I'm Meckii.
Hell yeah. We're back. We took a week off last week because, quite honestly, we sat down to do this and then we went, we've probably got about 10 to 15 minutes worth of shit to talk about because there, A, is not a lot happening in the world of Destiny at the moment, and B, neither of us had done the little that is there. So we just didn't. And that's a healthy content creation choice.
We played other games.
Yeah, I have. I'm going to check right now how many hours I've put into Death Stranding. I can't remember if we talked about this on the show last.
Yeah. You said you were going to get back into it.
Yeah, because the trailer came out and it reminded me that I've got about halfway or so through it and then just stopped. So in the last 2 weeks, I've put 18 and a half hours into it. Nice. And I think I've pretty much caught up to where I was. So that's nice. Because
this is now a Death Stranding podcast.
Destiny 2 Stranding.
Who up stranding they death right now?
Me for the last 2 weeks. But I'm enjoying it. I am about to go and do 8 days hiking myself, so it feels
Death
like
Stranding in real life.
Pure method acting. I'm preparing. I'm in the zone. I'm looking at his backpack setup and honestly getting fucking jealous. And then when you get the power skeleton, I'm like, damn, I wish I could just walk around with 300 kilos on my back. That sounds good as hell.
Death Stranding IRL.
Yeah. And then, once I've finished that, I will allow myself to watch the Death Stranding 2 trailer. Because I still have managed to just fully avoid that, which was the thing that made me start playing this again. And then I'm just going to go, I think, and play Metal Gear Solid 5, because I never did that. And I am deep in the Kojima hole at this point.
The good thing about Death Stranding, I think, is because it was so polarizing that Death Stranding stuff kind of stays in the Death Stranding community.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like one of those things that you're going to get really easily spoiled for you, especially now, because I think the people who love Death Stranding
for backpack freaks. Yeah.
Yeah. Boots and backpacks.
Yeah.
That's what we fuck with.
And low raw aficionados.
Palladium boots and backpacks.
Yeah, and people who love excessively overproduced brand tie-ins. You want a monster can rendered at 8K that is for some reason in this video game? There are 4 of them at least. You're about to show me some Death Stranding shit, aren't you? Great. Okay, that's just a
monster.
Just a real life Death Stranding prop.
I could put my Monster Energy drinks up with my Death Stranding shelf.
I feel like you should have at least one up there that you've like cleaned and dried out just to like complete the look.
10 cents for that, homie.
I'll send you 10 cents if that makes you feel better. I'm the container collection scheme for you.
In Japan, there was branded Death Stranding monster cans during the promo cycle.
That's so weird. Because the cans in the game are just regular.
Yeah. So I'm trying to use some of my connections in Japan to see if they can,
right?
Even just on like
also
Japanese Yahoo.
Also, not to forget, you spend the game walking around with a canteen that when you drink from it, it says it's Monster Energy drink. How do you refill that? You stand in a river. What's the river made of? What's the water in the river?
That's what happened.
The timefall lands. The timefall hits rock, turns into monster. That's what I've learned so far. I couldn't tell you what the Death Stranding actually was yet. I don't know what's happening with these babies in jars, but I can tell you about the production pipeline for Monster Energy drink in the future.
It's naturally occurring.
Apparently.
This is what climate change has given us.
Yeah,
rivers of Monster Energy.
You know what's reminding me of though? You remember when that M. Night Shyamalan movie came out and it's
Happening?
No, the beach that makes you old.
Oh.
And there was that whole round of memes which was just the phrase the beach that makes you old. This is the rain that makes you old, and my brain is broken, and I can't stop thinking about things that way. I can't remember. Was that movie just called Old? I can't remember.
Something like that, yeah.
It's just a single word. Anyway.
Fun
Destiny.
to play other games. I've been playing Helldivers.
I keep seeing that popping up, and it looks bombastic, but I have no idea what's happening.
Ridiculous. It's also on Game Pass.
Okay, that does change the calculus.
Someone bought it for me.
Okay.
It might be, I can't remember if it's on Game Pass. I saw it might be on Game Pass, but I had a mate who wanted me to play it so bad. He was like, just have it.
But it's like a squad-based type thing, doing missions, or like open world. What are we talking?
Bit of everything.
Okay.
Bit of Battle Royale, squads, Tarkov.
So it's a survival game? It's a battle? What are we doing?
We're in that era of everything games.
I'm done with that. I don't need that. I like a nice, focused experience. We're here to talk about Destiny, which is maybe the antithesis of that. Yeah, the big walk.
Let me walk.
I am doing that. I'm playing a lot of Death Stranding. That's all you do.
Let me and my child.
Let me deliver Conan O'Brien at least 3 pizzas.
Leave me and my canister baby alone. My favorite thing about BB is more than once in the game, very early in the game, they do it. So you've probably already seen it, where they can pop a valve in their tank and essentially piss on people.
Hell yeah. It's like, you ever seen a trombone has like the spit valve, and at some points they have to like blow that out?
I was a saxophone player. We had a spit valve on the bottom of the saxophone because that's where it all pools.
Because you're courteous, right? You're not like shooting that shit out at people.
I just got like PTSD, numb flashbacks of the smell of like, you always knew when it was time to clean your instrument clean it, because you'd put it up to your mouth to play it and you'd be like, oh. Like sometimes you'd just be like, ah. Especially reed instruments. If your reed hadn't cracked yet, you'd like sometimes go to put your mouthpiece up and just be like,
how am I going to make sweet, sweet music?
I'm disgusting.
I keep putting this in my mouth. Why do my teeth hurt?
Why is my bottom lip constantly cracked and sore? And it's because I was 8 years old and did not change my reed enough.
Okay. This has been disgusting. Destiny? What's happening?
Yeah.
I haven't played it in maybe a week and a half. I think I booted it up right before we were going to record last week, just to like see what that week's Riven's wish was, because it was week 2. I haven't even seen what week 3 is, but I will tell you, last week's one annoyed me.
Is that finding all the chests?
Yeah, the Ascendant chests.
That was, without getting too negative, that was tedium, and it felt like busy work. Yeah. But I get it. Because you gotta kind of find things to do.
Like, yeah, the version of that sort of tedium that I don't mind is when the like seasonal challenges rotate through that'll like go and do events or activities in a different location, and you can usually fill that through like patrols, public events, lost sectors. That I'm okay with, because you can kind of choose how you vary that up, and if you do like harder lost sectors, they're usually worth more if you end up in a heroic public event, that sort of thing. But this was literally, there are 10 Ascendant chests in the Dreaming City, and you had to go find 7 of them. And this is a mechanic it's a mechanic that I don't think anyone has engaged with in years.
Drink the tincture. Finally.
So I would imagine websites like Shack News saw a random spike in their traffic on years old guides of how to get all the Ascendant chests. Because I did that. I couldn't remember where any of them were.
I watched a YouTube video, and I feel bad because I didn't save who it was, but I subscribed because they were jolly,
great,
and friendly, and seemed lovely.
Hell yeah, good for them.
I wish I could shout them out, but I forgot to put them in the show notes. My bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess it is we do try to remain positive on the show, but I will say that what the Riven's wish system has ended up being, and granted I say that having not seen what this week's one is, I'm a little disappointed. When they first mentioned it, I thought this is an opportunity for them to do something kind of interesting, maybe like introduce some challenges we haven't seen before, or like do some stuff that isn't just the same kind of stuff we get with the seasonal challenges of like, it feels like the challenge with these is you've all forgotten how to do this, right?
Yeah. Do you want to know what this week's is?
Oh, have you got it in front of you? Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah. This week is a super easy one. You need to defeat combatants, not just champions, in Legend and Master Lost sectors.
Okay.
With bonus progress in the Dreaming City. As of today, 13th of the second reset, the Lost Sector is in Alfian's Rest, so that's a couple of days old now.
Yeah.
And on 2 runs of Master, this person completed the quest. Apparently took them about 10 minutes total.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Like, okay.
Do it, get a couple exotics.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you need to, do 5 of these Riven's wishes to get one of the...
Yeah, but if you complete Master Lost Sectors...
No, sorry. What I'm thinking of is if, like me, you're chasing the crafting pattern for one of the raid weapons, you need to do 5 of those usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like out of 6 weeks, 2 of which I'm going to be out of the country for, I don't think I'm going to get it done. Unless these are things that I can do after the fact as well. But I don't think they are.
Unless Mara goes away.
Well, I think they were just talking about this as like, here's a 6-week thing to do. So I am unsure if it carries over after that 6-week period. I would need to go back and look at how they announced it, how they talked about it to see if there's any clarity there. But yeah, it's not exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping for something that would kind of pull me back into the game a little bit more than I'm in at the moment. But it has, like I was thinking about this today, and I still haven't engaged with the Fireteam Finder system, so that might be something that I actually give a shot once I get back from this trip in a couple of weeks. Just because I haven't done a raid in months, and I miss it. And there's raid rewards I would still like to get. Certain exotics I don't have. And also just some of those raids I've done once. So
yeah, same.
Yeah, I reckon that's what I'll do just to like get a bit of a taste of high level Destiny again. Try to find a raid group that's like, we just want to get it done. We're not like super stressed about optimal times or builds or whatever. But yeah, it's like it's fine to not play the game at the moment. That's the whole MO behind what we do. But I guess I was hoping that this would be just a little bit more of a hook, you know?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's like everything else in the game, it's not going to be for everyone. And I feel like this is the first time we've come across something where mutually it's just not for us.
Yeah, and also like they laid a bunch of people off. It's not like they were going to create a whole bunch of new content to fill this gap, right? They just don't have the resources. They're trying to finish Final Shape, and like, fair enough. But they also have a bunch of stuff sort of in the toolbox of mission design that they've done over the years that they probably could have pulled in here. They could have, hell, if they'd brought in a fishing based one of these, that would have been kind of neat. Just like go and catch a bunch of exotic fish or whatever.
We shit talk now, and that ends up being one of Riven's wishes.
That'd be wild, right? I would love that. But it seems like they're targeting everything around the Dreaming City, and the Dreaming City does not have a fishing spot.
The whim demand fish.
Yeah. I want fish. Give man fish, eat for day. Teach man fish, he eat fish.
I wish I knew that meme one that I used to send you all the time. The one where he's like, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. But if you, what was it? But if you something, you break the pact. That one.
That is such an ominous part to leave out. I don't remember it.
I can't remember remember what it is, but it escalates to the point where he's like, if you no, you break the golden pact.
Oh my
It
god. Oh, that's dark. I wish I remembered it now. That sounds juicy. So yeah, Riven's wishes. I wish for more, but it's unlikely we'll get it, and that's fine. I'll just leave the country. That's my response. I'm going to go on a big walk.
Gonna go walkies.
Yeah, gonna go walkies for 8 days in the mountains. Leave me alone. What's up with Moments of Triumph? Because that's another thing I haven't engaged with, and I think you're close to having done it.
One more left.
Okay. Which one?
I've done.
What are you aiming for?
I've done the Meckii thing where I've left all the tedious ones to last, all the grindy
ones. All the ones that you can't just like incidentally do along the way with other stuff. Yeah.
So the easiest one is going to be to do Spire with all Void, because I've already done
That's
Arc
why you were
Solar.
asking about that the other day. I was like, what fucking thing is this for?
I just want a really specific Spire run.
Yeah.
Because a girl wants what a girl wants.
When you first said it, you just said Spire, and I assumed you meant the dungeon Spire of the Watcher, because there are class-based or subclass-based triumphs for those.
I forgot there was a dungeon also called Spire.
Yeah, you meant so Savathun Spire.
Everyone was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh, cool, Savathun Spire. No. No one wanted to do it.
Well, no, people wanted to do it. Then we had things come up separately. Separately, but at the same time, we all went, I've got other plans, actually.
We played musical chairs.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, I've got something come up. Never mind. I can actually play. And then someone else was like, oh, I've just had something come up. And then later on, they're like, oh, actually, no, I'll be around. And then I'm like, oh, well, shit. I cancelled all my plans. I'm doing something else.
Yeah, mine was like, oh, this thing is off. I'm going to go commit to watching a 2-hour thing with my partner.
I ended up hitting up someone and being like, I'm bored. What do you want to do? And we started watching Game of Thrones.
Oh my God.
We're doing a Game of Thrones rewatch.
Yeah, just a small thing.
Yeah, because it's the Iron anniversary. What? And I was like, cool.
What is that?
I don't know what that means. And he was like, I don't know. I think it means it's been 10 years since the first episode or something. And I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, is this like, you ever like looked into what traditionally you're supposed to get at every wedding anniversary? Like there's for every year, there's a thing. I think the first year is paper. So maybe 10 years is iron. I don't know.
So yeah, we started watching it and I forgot how janky it is in the first season.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I also kept having to Google things to remind myself of like who is fucking who and who is actually siblings. But they're still fucking.
You're still talking about Game of Thrones. I thought we'd gone back to talking about Moments of Triumph. It's like, what is Destiny now?
Mara and Crow. A bit of a Jamie and Cersei energy.
Fuck, that joke would have hit real good when I first started playing Destiny. Was like around the time Game of Thrones was first coming out, like Taken King era.
Bit of inspiration. So yeah, I've just got one left after thinking that completing all of the altars in Altar of Summoning, I went to call it the Summoning again. Altars of Summoning.
Altars of Sorrow? Is that a thing? That's on the moon, right?
Sorrow of Summoning. Altars of Altars.
Summoning my sorrow to the altar.
I've got a river running right into you. The fact I can just recall lyrics. So I thought that was going to be quick. Little did I know, as we discussed, I think a couple of weeks ago, Zivu's Brood has something like a 13% drop rate. But that 13% drop rate only counts in the final room, and the final room also has like a 10% drop rate.
Right.
So you can get the final room.
And you need Zivu's Brood to complete this thing?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
So you could get the final room, but you might be doing the Solar Thieves or whatever that one's called.
Yeah.
Or the Arc Wizards.
Yeah.
Or the Vex one. It's not going to be Zivu's Brood for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, because you want it. That's the problem.
So I bet you I'll go play Altars and tonight, and the first thing will be Zivu's.
Yeah, 100%.
So it was 5 hours of loading in, checking to see if it was the final room. If it was, going into the final room. If it wasn't Sivu's brood, leaving and coming back again. And then I got it.
Oh my God.
And then it failed because the 2 blueberries I was with, I don't know what they were doing, but it wasn't Sivu's brood. And then canceling out of that again and doing that. And then getting it almost immediately and being just overjoyed, only to be with the same blueberries who fucking cancelled it the first time. And then 2 more hours of that, and then I finally got it.
Wow.
And ripped to my neighbors because I'm pretty certain I screamed. And I'm so stubborn that I just would not give up. I spent most of my Sunday doing fucking altars. Not even doing altars, loading into altars.
Yeah.
Over and over
Thank
again.
God that's not an activity where you get penalized for leaving.
Yeah.
Or-
Rip to anyone I loaded in with. If you saw me, no, you fucking didn't.
If you saw me, it wasn't the final room. We don't know each other.
They would have just seen Meckii is nearby. Meckii has departed.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then, like, the funniest thing to me, like, and this has happened in maybe Iron Banner or, like, Crucible modes generally, or actually Gambit, this happens a lot, where, like, someone leaves because they're pissed off it's not going their way, and then you see them rejoin, and you're like, hey, man, like, just finish the game. It'll take less time. Then you're still in the hopper. You can just keep going. It's fine.
Welcome back to the clown car, bozo.
Yeah. Did that work? It's like one of the few times where I think about opening up the in-game chat and just being like, did that work? Like, welcome back.
Just, hey, girl. Hey, babes.
How was your trip?
Oh, you're back. Yay.
Yeah.
Smiley face.
Yeah. We're just like, hey, it didn't get better. Like, just finish the game. What are you doing? Oh, dear. Okay, so you just need one more thing.
You send them. Missed you. Kisses. Yeah, one more thing. That spy run is going to be probably the easiest because, like, with a fire team, you can knock that thing out in 10 minutes because you can wipe pretty much the first 2 bosses.
Yeah.
They're just damage sponges and oops, enhanced devour.
Uh-oh. And you've got this week to do it, right? And then that's it? Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, hopefully this weekend. I don't know.
Well, I'll be no help. I leave early Saturday morning, and I am not back for 2 weeks.
Okay. I got someone else back into the game.
Hell yeah. Give them that
George.
mind, give them that mind poison.
Shout out to George for helping me run a shitload of heroic public events in the Dreaming City to get another triumph.
What a king.
King shit. Fucking 4 a.m. American time.
Damn. Oh, that George. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, boy.
And to George, I say, don't you have better things to do? Go to sleep.
Go eat.
Let Meckii have her self-inflicted pain.
Be struggle. Like a parent. No, let her figure it out herself.
She won't learn otherwise.
My entire Destiny experience, banging my head against something and they're being like, does someone want to come and run this activity with me?
And then we all come in and go, dude, why is your loadout so busted? You've jacked up all of your abilities. Put that gun away.
99% of the time, it's just me being like, wanted to see if I could make my warlock look like a bug.
Oh, man. They're just like, no, you need to put Gnawing Hunger away. There are other guns.
There isn't. Gnawing Hunger, my beloved.
Gnawing Hunger, Xenophage, and?
That depends.
Okay.
You would ask me 2 years ago, it would have been fucking the electric machine gun I've forgotten the name of. Remember I was using that a shitload?
The
blue one?
Thunderlord?
No, the submachine gun, the blue one.
Oh, Risk Runner?
Yeah. When I was running, I was running an arc build 24/7 with arc souls, and I would not put Risk Runner away to the detriment of everyone's mental health.
Risk Runner is great. I love it.
But now it's Graviton Lance.
Oh, yes.
Because of my Void build.
A fine choice.
Because of my Void build. And then if it's solar, it'll be usually my solar pulse rifle that I can't remember the name of. It's not exotic. It's just solar class.
There's a few of them.
Yeah. Xeno. And then whatever I need for slot 1, whether that's a shotgun, a scout rifle, or a pistol. But typically it'll be an auto rifle in slot 1, Graviton Lance in slot 2. And then I've got a really good Strand rocket launcher at the moment that I'm using too. But I'll gladly swap the heavy out if I need shield break for something else, or need to maybe an arc heavy or something.
Look at how they grow up.
Yeah, using exotic armor that isn't the stag.
Yeah, and using an exotic that isn't just Xenophage. God damn.
Meckii, put something other than the stag on. No. Okay, sure. Phoenix.
Yeah. I mean, I still have fond memories of me one day telling you that a certain weapon or piece of armor was a crutch, and you actually listening to it and going into the tank and like completely retooling your build. It worked out. Now look at you.
I was embarrassed. And that was the day Chili learned that Meckii learns by shame.
Yeah. Your performance review's coming up.
I think my response when you said that was like, that doesn't work. And I was like, you don't work. And then went and fixed it anyway.
Yeah. Trying to tell me I'm wrong. I'm like, dude, you're dying all the time. I don't know what else I need to tell you.
I love that like our fire team dynamic is if anyone else said that, they just, you heard it in a few times where someone would be like, Meckii, and then tell me something, and I'd just be like, that's nice, into the mic, and then keep playing with what I was using. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I would just keep going. But then you're like, Meckii, that build's shit. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Because I'd at least
I'll be right back.
I'd at least put the effort in I'd at least put the effort in of looking at your build and telling you exactly where it's falling short. Like, oh, these abilities don't actually stack together. These don't do what you think they're doing. This gun is weak as shit now because of nerfs and things.
It's because up until probably a year ago, and I know this used to piss you off to no end because you'd say something about my builds and I'd be like, yeah, that's interesting. I don't actually care. I didn't care. I was like, I'm having fun. And you're like, no one else is because you keep dying. Yeah. And I was like, not my problem.
Yeah, hey homie, if you talk so much about wanting to play a support warlock, stop dying. You can't support anyone if you're dead.
It was an emotional support warlock.
Okay, don't be in the fire team, just be in the Discord call.
I was the one who called breaks, everything during raids.
Yeah, homie, that's a coach. That's not a fire team member. You don't need to be taking up a slot there.
The fucking golden retriever of the team with my little emotional support jacket on.
Yeah, with your name just on the harness.
Spelt wrong.
You made it.
Written in crayon. Stag helmet with Meckii written on it.
Yeah.
You mine. Yeah. Yeah, I've genuinely been trying to, in the last 12 months, kind of break out of that I'm just here for a good time meme.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the you tried gold star member of our fire team. I'm definitely
I think
the backpack.
I think too, like as our the larger group we had during the pandemic kind of, naturally just broke away as we were able to start living lives in the world again. You have to play with other people and you need to be a bit more adaptable, but also capable at running at higher levels.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. It's like playing with other people now because I have a different friend group who maybe take Destiny a little bit more serious. they're Call of Duty sweats, so they come into Destiny like, we'll play it the best way possible, and I'm like, I look like a fish.
Look at all these purple balls.
I'm out here just like, ha ha ha, my head's a pumpkin. That's me.
Yeah.
I have that.
Still running the Festival of the Lost Mask in fucking March.
Meckii, where did you go? I found a chest. I'm 10 minutes behind everyone.
Just like a world chest. It's a world chest. It's not even anything.
It's glimmer. I need it.
No, you don't.
Oh, my inventory's full. It won't let me pick it up. That's how I used to play with you guys. Where's Meckii? I'm like, I'm looking at this thing and I'm just looking at an asset.
Yeah.
Or I've been distracted by an enemy that died and it's glitched out and it's slowly floating away and I'm just watching.
Sitting there taking constant screenshots like, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny.
I've lagged behind. Next minute Discord pings. Because I'm like taking screenshots.
You've like run off into the patrol zone because you saw a funny name and you're trying to get a good screenshot of it.
Yeah. That's how I still play Destiny like that, but not as bad. But yeah, playing a lot by myself and with other people, I've definitely had to actually start caring about my loadouts. And then I went through my trial sweat phase, remember? Where I was playing a lot of trials for no reason.
Yeah.
That made me care as well. But yeah, it's going back into Void, and Void used to be my least played class. Now it's my top played class again. And I've just made it bad again.
Yeah.
Like I've just made my Void build even more scuffed. Enhanced Devour now. Shitting out orbs. So oops.
Yeah.
Still haven't been able to push it past 5 old Child of the Old Gods, but
and I don't think you need to. I think that's a silly number.
No, I don't need to because last time I did it my PC crashed.
Okay.
So
just please don't do that then.
Oops.
You can't be a fireteam member if the game won't run.
It locked my game up and it crashed and my PC crashed. Wasn't good.
Oh man. Yeah, I think like Arc for me now on Titan is the one that I guess feels the less like familiar or comfortable. Because like they did that whole rework and I messed with it when they did Arc 3.0. So I think that was the last one they did. And like I finally used Eternal Warrior because it made like the Fist of Havoc super like really good. But the rest of Arc didn't feel super great. Probably just need to revisit it and like try some different things out. Like I enjoyed Titan getting the dodge that you get with the new Arc system. And I got some goofy shit happening because of that, but like there was, I mean, Thunder Crash is still fun, and putting on the exotic chest that makes it stupid is always a good time. It's just not as good as it used to be, I think.
Arc is definitely the last class that I have left to make a haunted build with. So I might do a little bit of research because I actually haven't looked too much into it. A lot of my cursed build ideas come from looking at stuff and then being like, huh. So for me, it was the Briar gauntlets. I forgot what they're called. They mentioned that you can pick up a old god and put it down, and then that turned into, I wonder if I can pick it up, send it out, get another one, send that out, go back and get the first one, send that back out. And then eventually I was like, huh. So then I started researching fragments and mod plugins that would like feed all of my class abilities quicker. And that's how I ended up with that really explosive and oddly radiant heavy solar build that I ran with Sunshot a few weeks ago when we went and did some coils. Riven's layers. That's super explosive chain reaction based solar build that also feeds radiant. Like I can make you radiant, I can make myself radiant.
Radiant is such a good effect. Like double damage and anti-barrier.
Yeah. That just came from me chaining two things together and then doing the logic leap and then going, okay, so if I can do X and Y, how do I then also get my super abilities up? And then going and doing independent research and going, okay, this is how I do this. Or
I think the last like bit of research I did into builds is like looking at when people post their builds that they use for like solo in-game content of like, hey, I want to be able to solo a dungeon. Here's what I'm using. Not because I just want to like copy that build wholesale, but just to like, what I really love is build guides that go into all the little systems and loops within them that kind of feed different parts of it. Because that's the stuff I need to internalize to be able to like really understand and do that stuff myself. It's not, hey, I want to just copy this build and be able to do a dungeon solo. I want to be able to go like, okay, I see what you're doing there. I want to take those ideas, do it with this thing that I like doing, and then just like make my own little version of that.
Yeah. There's a couple of builds, like, because I'm not very familiar with Strand. I went and watched someone's best Strand Warlock ever build and then implemented that on my Warlock. And then after playing with it a few hours, swapped a couple of the fragments out because I didn't like the way they were reacting. The way they reacted wasn't the way I played.
Sure.
So it was like, I copied theirs, but then I also tweaked it to make it specific to me and my play style, especially with Strand, not being very familiar. And then in the future, as I understand Strand a lot more, by using it a lot more, that build's probably going to get even heavier tweaked, or another weapon's going to come out and I'm going to get a little light bulb moment and go build something completely custom to me. But basically that's how I started about a year ago, was copying these like best solo dungeon solo build and then identifying the chains and then being able to kind of connect the dots in my own head. Going from someone who was a completely unserious Destiny 2 player who was just here for shits and gigs.
Yeah.
I'm just here to hang out with my homies, to like spending an hour or two sometimes researching fragments and implementing them and playing and then going, no, I didn't like that. What's this frag? Like, that was not me a year and a half ago.
The glow up is real.
A year and a half ago, it was stag helmet.
I like rifts and you like them too.
I die a lot, so here's a rift when I die.
Yeah.
So you can come and res me. Thank you.
Which is so interesting. Like, rather than think about, I'm dying a lot, I should fix that, it's how can I use that? And not actually that helpful. It's better to have an extra person than it is to have a rift.
It all kind of started one day when, just out of nowhere, I made a fun solar build just for a Deepstone Crypt run. And then it ended up those shields on the bottom floor that I could throw by charging my grenade when you guys went to go upstairs was actually helping. And I'm like, oh, I'm helping. Yeah. So that the boss didn't fucking drop kick you into orbit.
Yes.
And we got a good pattern down. And I think that's when the switch kind of actually flicked. It became less about how do I help my team and more about, okay, so because I'm moving especially now too, I move so much. Whereas a year ago, I was a very planted Destiny player and that's why I used to get killed a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, I'm definitely a lot more of a floatier warlock now. Definitely moving a lot more.
I mean, I am definitely like a very mobile player, so I think I'm too busy making sure I don't jump off something and dying. So I don't know if I'm noticing it as much. You're definitely dying a lot less.
Especially my solar build, I'm a very floaty warlock because I need to get kills in air to start the chain.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely moving a lot more, sliding a lot more. And it became less about that and more about like, oh, how can I maximize damage output, stay alive, but then also help the homies?
Yeah.
And that's really interesting that one day you can just have a drunk DSC run where you're like, he shields for all my friends. And then something in the back of your head goes, hey, actually, this is fun as well.
Yeah.
Being good at this game is fun.
Yeah, actually trying to do well is okay as well.
And then finishing dungeons and raids, and I'm like in the top 3 for kills and damage output.
Hey,
I'm like,
hey, homie.
what the fuck?
Dungeons are 3-person activities.
You know what I mean? Like, instead of being like the most dead and the least amount killed, I'm like surviving and also
just a statement. Being in the top 3 for a dungeon, it's like you're always gonna be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like actually putting damage out now, which is funny.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, oh shit, Meckii died the least.
Excuse? How did this happen? When did she grow up?
I'm a big girl now.
I do my dungeon one room at a time.
I did my homework.
Yeah, that is very true. And we're all very impressed. Gold star.
Thank you. And it's a proper gold star, not this time, not the I tried gold star.
Yeah, it's in the post. It's actually a big medal on a lanyard. You have to wear it for the next raid.
Oh god, you've given her a weapon.
The health bar appears.
Dark Souls.
Exactly.
She's got a second phase. No.
No, a second medal.
Who keeps giving her things?
It's just those fallen babies behind you, just on the end of ropes. You've got 3 of them, just swinging them around.
My boys, go, my son. Defend your mother.
Hell yeah.
I filled them with rocks.
It wouldn't surprise me. Knowing where you live, that's probably just a safety measure you should take.
How do you defend your house? I've got a machete on the end of a rope.
And I've got plush toys filled with rocks. Don't judge me.
Fuck with me because I think I'm absolutely insane.
Yeah, hell yeah. You come down holding that like prop BB that you've got from Death Stranding, just like
it lights up too.
You've awoken my son. Please leave.
My baby. I just sort of only the Terminally Online listeners would remember this, but do you remember the Harry Partridge Justin Bieber cartoon?
I don't think or know if I've seen that.
It went viral, and it's just Justin Bieber in the style of a sitcom, and he walks in, and it just reminds me of just this old lady being like, Justin, my baby won't eat, Justin. It's a doll.
I got nothing.
I have to show it to you.
No, I got nothing.
Only the Terminally Online will remember that. It's like Newgrounds days of like animation.
Yeah. I definitely had some Newgrounds days, but that one I don't
like
know
Harry
if that
Partridge,
crossed my path.
Fucking Dr. B's era of like Newgrounds animation.
No, that one is sailing right over my head, I'm afraid.
Someone out there I've awoken to memory in someone's head.
Yeah, someone's like got this on in the background doing some other shit, and they're just like, wait, what the fuck? Haven't thought about that in years.
My baby, Justin. Show you.
Nothing. I got nothing for you. And speaking of having nothing for you, I think that's everything on the docket this week.
Yeah, we've been yapping.
Yeah, but we've been filling the void, as it were, because the wishes ain't gonna do it. Something to do, but
I'm just filling my void with many old gods.
That's very true. And this is the part of the show where I say, hey, I'm gonna, like I've mentioned a couple times, be out of the country for 2 weeks. So there won't be one of these. Probably, we're definitely going to miss 2. And then I think we'll try and do one the week I'm back. So we'll see you in 3 weeks, hopefully.
Get moments done.
You should.
I'll give Fire Team Finder a go, and I'll report back what it's like to use as a woman.
I expect to see some very interesting field notes in our show notes prep.
I think it'll be very interesting to compare notes between a dude and a girl.
Yes.
Or because I have a lower registry female voice, a lot of people think I'm a little boy and I get bullied for it.
Oh no. Not
I'll start talking in Warzone and someone will be like, who's the little brother? I'm like, oh, I'm a girl.
Oh, if they only knew you're actually a little woman.
I'm actually a large woman. Woman, even worse. So I'll use the fire team finder for a few different things and see.
Maybe just dip your toes in. Maybe just like do a strike or something first, and just
what different activities yield different outcomes. I'll try mic on, mic off. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I think I said this last time we talked about the fire team finder. Like, is it in-game chat? Is it Discord? Like, what are we going to end up doing? If it's cross-platform, I don't think you can do in-game chat, because that was always the biggest like contention with platform holders opening up cross-platform stuff. Is like you can't do voice chat because all of their shit doesn't work together.
Well, when I was looking to set up one for a void-only Spire of Savathûn Spire, it actually it had a lot more tags than I remember it having.
Yeah.
So I could get right down to chill, safe space, inclusive, void only, Spire of Savathûn, no mic, casual. Like I could make it pretty clear what I wanted.
Yeah, I remember like when they were about to release it, they were showing that like one of the tags was just like Discord for audio or something to that effect. So I think it's good to just have a bunch of granular tags in there that you can like combine into a more representative picture of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I put mine as chill as possible. Just like, hey, super relaxed, casual.
I'm going to be sitting like this, just way back, just in my gamer era.
New players, welcome. Like, yeah. But sat there for 3 hours and didn't get a bite. I was like, guess not a lot of people are doing Spire right now.
That might be it. Yeah, and that's part of it I want to try too, is like, obviously I want to go in, I want to do a raid, but then what's the experience like if I just want to go in there and help someone with something? Like, is that an option that I can do, or or do you have to go, I want to do this specific activity every time?
I think from memory I went in and I was looking at the lobbies of like different things.
Oh, okay, so you could just
to see if someone had already requested that. I was like checking things out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't mind just like if someone's like, we need one more person for a no mic run through this strike or this thing. Allowed. No, me specifically banned. But they like their chillybin positive, so I will get in anyway.
We will accept eskies, but no chillybins.
That's racist.
White. If anything, it's lateral violence.
Oh, it's white on white violence. I don't know where this is going. We should get out of here. This has been Erica Blueberry episode.
It's been an episode.
It's been, I don't know, episode 80 something. We've done a bunch of these. Please hit all the buttons that tell our technological overlords that you like our shit.
Feed us to the algorithm.
Put us on a platter. Feed us to a computer. Eat my soul. Let me perish. We'll see you in 3 weeks. Otherwise, that's it. Cool. All right, bye.
I actually went to say goodbye and that came out. I'm sorry.